886, a little bit too fast to the 157 mile. Terry Murphy going real good. He's good on the radio, but set to go here to West Nashville PDX lane. Kcir at 151 miles per hour. Here is another guy that is going to be hard to handle here. Great Gorilla, the first thing to go for Asgard. Great comes all the way up from Arizona. This is Steve. Already won the national event earlier this year. This car is super time eliminator. Ford Mustang, Tony Schaefer from Des Moines, Iowa. He went for 412 million Ford combination. He's a little Mustang. He's an aircraft mechanic. Great Gorilla 896 at 150 miles per hour. Jay Armstrong, the Nebraska, comes out from Crete, Nebraska.
I know, but you were.
Yeah, I know. You should have took my picture.
Show me the pose that was there a while ago.
What pose?
You almost fell out of the chair. You were just about ready. If I hadn't caught you there, you'd have fallen out of the chair.
I can sleep anywhere.
Evidently, on the ground if necessary.
Yeah, even right out here on the rocks.
Look for the
my second hand. This little orange spot.
Again, pro ET drivers, you should be in the staging lanes. Pro ET drivers, you should be in the staging lanes. Wild Willie going straight to the string down the Kcir quarter mile. He goes 9:37, 141 miles per hour. 9:37 for Wild Willie. Don Wilcox on the 354 red light goes 10:26, 131 miles per hour. Now come up Fred Henson and the Remington Dragster, the Sunny Slow Bottle sponsor, Remington Dragster. That gets Greg Pepper, the Wild Thing.
2,000 horsepower supercharged alcohol dragsters into their second qualifying session. Now, the interesting aspect of this field so far is that Blaine Johnson, the world champ, is not qualified. Ran the promise yesterday during the one and only qualifying session of the machine. And right now, it takes a run of 6.72 seconds or better to get the field. Billy Graham, the qualifying with a flat record 6.41 second run. He'll be up against Gene Simone from Grand Island, Nebraska. The track record was 6:41, 219 miles per hour. Blaine Johnson, the world champ with Oldsmobile Power, runs 6.26 seconds at 220.26 miles per hour. Two more track records here at Kcir. A 776 won't help Gene Demode at 166 miles per hour. He'll stay fourth alternate right now in this 8-car field. Now, Tim Kcir also did not qualify for this field yesterday. He experienced one of the worst alcohol-burning engine explosions we've seen in quite some time during the one-shot qualifier last night. Amy Falk, the lady driver, a past NHRA Winston World Champion in the Superstock division, is also one of only 6 drivers in NHRA history to win national event titles in 3 different classes. Top alcohol dragster, competition eliminator, and Superstock eliminator. The lady in the brand new primered and unpainted machine pit 5 is on her first qualifying run. Kcir, utilizing the rare area Hemi Chevy engine. It is not a Chrysler, it's not a Chevy, it's a combination of both. Chevy engine block with Chrysler hemispherical cylinder head has already proven to be one of the top contenders, not only for the NHRA Division 5 title, but also in any national event he chooses to attend. Amy Falk's husband making some adjustments on the transmission behind the supercharged inline moving Chrysler engine that she utilizes. The big problem with Amy Falk's machine right now is that she is nowhere near lined up in the rubber track that she should be. We'll have to see what happens. Gets the win light. Ladies and gentlemen, 6:31. These cars are obliterating the old track marks. Kcir goes to number 2 and makes the field at 203 miles an hour shutting off. The lady goes 6:38. That was under the track record starting this session at 212 miles per hour. Amy Falk moves into the number 3 spot. Power in the spectator lane. Now, if you look closely at the unlettered blue machine, you'll see there is no supercharger. From a distance, it looks like there is one, but it's actually a Pro Stock style tunnel ram manifold on top of this thing. And by the way, if you use an unblown nitro combination, there is no cubic inch limit, and this is the largest engine in this field at 580 cubic inches of aluminum Hemi Chevy. Darvin Martinez was in the program during yesterday's first qualifying session, then got knocked out. Gary Cooper was in up until a minute ago. He is knocked out. The bump spot has dropped to, I believe, the quickest field we've ever had here. 6.5 the Hemi. Beautiful new car. Unloaded a great 651 yesterday, or excuse me, 672 yesterday, but it has been bumped out of the field. It was David Wells who went 651. He is currently number 6 in the program. 43. Next team starts Mike Spencer Chassis Company. Kcir now owned by the Iowan. Stages up in Nashville Lane pit side. Cornbrews, the Kansas Chevrolet. And to go, 658.84 quicker to make the field. It's consistent, 672.5 at 200 miles per hour, but Cornbrews won't make the program. Again, you see that horrendous tire shake that, like I said, can actually be serious enough to knock a driver out at the wheel. Kcir having problems with the tire heating burnout. You can see the machine not generating very much friction at all, very little smoke coming off the tires. He is in the program, but only barely. The red Kansas machine ran 6.57 seconds yesterday with Keith Black Aluminum Chrysler Hemi Power. While Randy Smith's beautiful Missouri entry ran a best of 7:01 yesterday. The Kansas City hitter, the hometown boy, in the brilliant chrome and yellow machine backing up in the pit lane. Out there. Well, maybe not for R.J. Smith. Now finally getting the car into reverse gear, backing up. Kcir, the sportsman that he is waiting patiently for the other team to get to the line. And the first one was committed by Paul Kcir, who left the starting line before the Christmas tree was activated. No elapsed time for Kcir. But make some noise for Brown. What a driving job that guy did, keeping the Kansas City-based dragster off the guardrail. A scary, scary run. I should point out, if you were paying attention to the yellow car in the pit side lane, the only problem that he ran into was that same tire shake that we were talking about. It was so violent, it actually threw the car to the right. Wild, wild stuff. So Kcir barely hangs on to a spot in the field number 7. And Smith will have to wait for the final qualifying session to try and make a show in front of his hometown fans. From Lawrence, Kansas, Doug Mai firing up his Chevrolet powered machine. And Kansas's own Chris Ricketts, fast track record holder, here in the power lane. Probably two of the smoothest sounding burnouts we've heard so Ricketts Gen X machine from North Kansas City, the previous track speed record holder until the beginning of this session. While Bill Patterson in Mize machine has long been a contender here at KCIR at the Summer Nationals and, believe it or not, all the way back to the old Show Me Nationals, usually with small block cars. Your attention to the Sportsman Pit Super Street Eliminator. We need you to the staging lane. Super Street Eliminator. We need you to the staging lanes now. Heads up 1090 cars. Ricketts is not in the program. He ran 672 yesterday. The car can go in the 620s when things are right. Bill Patterson is still in the program, one of his best runs ever at 643. For the Kansas Chevrolet over on the spectator side. Both machines picked up, relying on all aluminum Chevrolet power. Ricketts' tire shake kept him from doing anything with an 848, 210 miles.
The rear engine dragster dialed in on an 870, and he's leaking, and the starter pulls him off the line.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Rector? That's who he was talking about.
Once he drops any liquid on the starting line, he is disqualified. The starter did the right thing. Once he dropped fluid on the line,
you remember
he is
that
disqualified.
one?
Gary Richter takes the win on a 4:31 reaction time. 8 get a 1.5-second head start.
What was she? Hurry up and race. I got a piece of bed. That's hurting.
The starter, Tom Barnett, pulls the cars in. And the El Camino. And the Randy Fleming, no problem. He's out on a 4:57 reaction time. Goes through 9:31, 121 miles per hour. The El Camino on a 9:56 reaction time. 10:60 at 127 miles per hour. Hopkins has a quicker reaction time. Hopkins trying to get around him at the big end. It's Hopkins, 9:33, 130 miles per hour, 9:33. Spectator's eye, though, Western Auto's eye goes down 10:49, 128 miles per hour. Mike Bodine coming up in your Western Auto lane, the Chevrolet Camaro versus the Mopar Don Wilcox.
Oh.
Mike Bodine. It's the big end. It's Wilcox. 1019 runs right on his dial. 1019 with an 8, 130 miles per hour. Mike Bodine goes down 1029, 130 miles per hour. Now coming up, Wild Willie Brummett in your Western Auto lane against Greg Pepper, the Wild Man, Greg Pepper. And the Chevy. The win.
There he comes down. He overstayed.
Woo! Yes, I'm so happy.
Super Pro up now. Pro ET, you should be in the lanes and ready to go. You're after Super Pro. Pro ET drivers, you should be in the lane and ready to go. You're after Super Pro. Larry Custer coming up in the spectator side of the Western outer lane in the Bud Light sponsored Chevrolet Camaro. He's patented for the 4 teens reaction time. Never above a 420, hardly at all. But coming up the pit side, Greg Pfeffer, the wild man Greg Pfeffer. He's dialed in on a 10:41. Larry Custer at 10:99 as the Kcir crew puts up the blinder for the drivers. Why did I say 4:17? The Dominion charging hard, double breakout, and the wild man Greg Pfeffer takes the win. 10:43, 127 miles per hour. Larry Custer goes down. What did I tell you on the patented 14s? It was a 4:17 this time, but he breaks out 10:97 at 123 miles per hour. Now John Hawkins coming up in the Western Auto Lane versus Gary Rector's in the Roadster. Rector's P-Ride is dialed in 8:45. John Hawkins dialed in 9:23. A slight hit start for John Hawkins in the door slammer. Hawkins dialed. And John Hawkins, 927, 138 miles per hour, 927. Gary Rector goes down, 858 at 149 miles per hour. Now coming up, Don Wilcox Jr., the Byron. He will move into the semi-finals of the Super Pro Top Cup. Pro ET drivers, you should be suited up.
John Hawkins' dial is 9:22 in a Chevy Camaro. So the Mopar gets over 1 second head start. See if John Hawkins can come up on him on the big end of the Kcir quarter mile. Larry Wilcox, John Hawkins, going to be your